Welcome back to episode 3 of the Hooligans podcast. I am your host, Anthony Caimano, and today we're going to be doing a rhetorical analysis on the 2023 Massachusetts Institute of Technology Commencement Speech by former NASA mechanical engineer turned YouTuber Mark Rober. Rober's speech is filled with humor, heartfelt stories, and wisdom, with the goal of reaching an audience of graduating engineers going into the professional world. It's a speech that'll make you laugh, reflect on your years of college, and feel inspired. So sit back and grab a coffee as we go over what makes this speech so impactful, along with all the rhetorical elements that were used. Before we jump into the analysis, let's recap what Rober's speech was mainly about. He reflects on his personal journey, from working as a NASA engineer to becoming a prominent YouTube creator, sharing stories of success, failure, and personal growth. Rober likes to embrace failure as a learning experience, valuing relationships that get made, and referencing what he likes to call naive optimism, to take bold steps even when the future seems daunting.
Naive optimism means it's easier to be optimistic about your future when you're sort of naive about what lies ahead, when you don't know what you don't know. As an example, think back on the first week at MIT, how naive you were about the number of all-nighters and cans of Red Bull that would be required to be sitting where you are right now. In fact, you guys drank so much caffeine, I'm surprised you're even sitting at all. If you truly understood what would be required, that discouragement might have prevented you from even starting.
To kick off the rhetorical analysis portion, I want to start with the ethos, or the credibility that Rober has. This is established through his background and relatability. Giving a commencement speech is a huge honor, and to be asked by one of the biggest engineering schools on earth to give their commencement speech is something that's only given to individuals who truly made an impact on the world. By sharing his struggles and successes, he aligns himself with the audience, reminding them that even as a NASA engineer and a YouTube star, he's faced doubts and failures throughout his life that'll help him grow. The situated ethos builds trust, as he comes across as not just a success story, but somebody who has worked through challenges to get where he's at, just like the graduates will have to encounter in their lives.
Instead of putting the pressure on myself to create some master life plan, this attitude of naive optimism combined with dedication, enthusiasm, and the willingness to jump from my current safe rock to the next is what I feel has led me from college to NASA to YouTube to eventually landing on this rock of giving the commencement speech at MIT.
This line adds to Rober's credibility by connecting his own journey with the graduate's current positions, establishing him as someone who truly understands their uncertainties. Through invented ethos, Rober also crafts a genuine image of himself by sharing stories that highlight his values of perseverance, curiosity, and growth. The combination of his professional background and personal growth make him a credible and trustworthy speaker for the audience.
Light up a Caimano, a mellow, mild Caimano, a winning smoke by far. You can search every time for a 3-4 dime. You can't beat the Caimano cigar.
Rober also holds pathos, or the emotional engagement in this speech, by sharing vulnerable stories of failures and the lessons that he's learned. For example, he talks about moments of self-doubt and uncertainty, which seem to resonate with an audience on the edge of a major life change. His ability to balance humor with sharing his emotions helps keep the audience engaged while giving them moments to reflect on their own experiences and fears.
There's no way I could have predicted that path when I was exactly in your shoes 20 years ago. So cross your river one rock at a time, but do it with the naive optimism that it's all going to work out. Let that be your North Star. If you actually knew how cold the river can get or how long it takes to recover from a sprained ankle if you slipped, your knowledge might get in the way. So have faith in yourself.
By sharing personal moments of doubt, Rober appeals to the audience's emotions, helping them see failures as a natural thing that helps lead to growth. Another powerful example of pathos is when he discusses the importance of naive optimism, explaining that sometimes not fully understanding the challenges ahead can prevent you from turning away and instead encourage you to just go for it. This appeals to the graduates' hopes and excitements for the future, validating any nervousness that they might feel. Even though it's not a rhetorical device we talked about in class, I did want to quickly touch upon Rober's use of humor throughout the whole speech. His fun and joking remarks help to make the message relatable and memorable. By incorporating humor, he avoids sounding overly formal, which could easily cause the audience to tune out of the speech. His deterministic screen, or the lens that which he views life's challenges, is set up through optimism and resilience. The optimistic style encourages the audience to view their own challenges as opportunities for growth and not just setbacks. The speech's timing, or kairos, is perfect. Graduation is supposed to be a time of celebration, of happiness, and of joy, but it also comes with uncertainty or worry for what's ahead. The past 4 years of your life, you had a routine, friends and classmates that were all in the same boat as you with the same end goal, graduate. Now that that's done, those friends and classmates go their separate ways on the life. And for most people, they have no idea what's to come after college. Rober takes the happiness and uncertainty into the crowd, and he gives advice about navigating failure, valuing relationships, and staying optimistic. He takes the commonality in the graduates' lives and addresses a universal theme of resilience and growth. In this way, Rober responds to the exigence of the moment, the need for guidance and reassurance as the graduates step into their next chapter.
Pepsi Cola, it's the spot. 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Like there's much more nickel too. Pepsi Cola is the big for you. Nickel, 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 nickel.
So with all of that being said, how effective is Rober's speech in retaining his audience? Rober's humorous approach clearly resonates with the MIT grads, where most commencement speeches, they're there to just talk to you about life. This one aims to do so in a fun and relatable way. Mixing humor with life lessons, he makes his speech both enjoyable and thought-provoking. His frequent comparison to his life from college to where he is now in the real world provides an effective balance between entertainment and inspiration.
When it comes to video games like this, no one ever picks up the controller for the first time, falls in the pit right away, and thinks, I'm so ashamed. That was such a failure. I'm never doing this again. How am I going to break it to Luigi? I murdered his brother. What really happens is you think, okay, I got to remember there's a pit there. Next time, I'm going to come at it with a bit more speed. The focus and obsession is about beating the game, not how dumb you might look if you get hit by a sliding green shell.
Rober's approach of blending humor with wisdom is not only relatable, but effective for an audience of graduates who might benefit from hearing this reminder to take life's challenges in a little bit less stressful way and just enjoy the moment a little bit more. The use of ethos helps to seamlessly blend his credibility, making Rober's message relatable and persuasive. Giving the speech to the MIT grads, but also publishing it to YouTube amplifies the impact of his words. He's addressing the graduates during one of the most challenging periods of their lives. By combining these rhetorical strategies, his speech becomes both a memorable and a meaningful guide for the audience.
Tomorrow morning, you'll say yes. Well, you try, sweetie. They're whole wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try, sweetie? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy, they're crunchy, the whole year through. They're never tired of them, and neither will you. Buy, sweetie. The best breakfast food in the
To wrap this up, Mark Rober's speech at MIT combines humor, relatability, and wisdom to inspire a group of bright young graduates as they enter the next phases of their lives. Through rhetorical strategies like ethos, humor, pathos, kairos, he effectively conveys his message of resilience, optimism, and growth. Rober's speech not only entertains but also empowers the graduates, reminding them that the obstacles they face are not just challenges. They're essential steps on the journey forward. His balance of humor and insights make this speech one that will stick with them long after the applause has faded. So that being said, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Hooligans podcast. I hope you enjoyed the analysis of Mark Rober's 2023 MIT Commencement Speech, and you gained some insights onto how rhetorical strategies can turn a speech into a powerful tool to inspire and leave a long-lasting message. If you have any thoughts on the analysis or you want to share your favorite moments from the speech, make sure to comment and share. And just like Rober said,
If you want to cross the river of life, you're going to get wet, you're going to have to backtrack, and that's not a bug, that's a feature.
have a good one, guys.